Welcome, beloveds. I'm Freya Moon, and there's been a powerful message coming in already today that I was receiving before I even start pulling on the cards. I don't want to get distracted. So what I was receiving, that you broke the spell. You broke the spell not only for your own soul, but for your ancestral generational line, the ancestral generational curse breaker that you are. Joey just joined us. Oh, there he is, wanting to join in. Do you want to pick a card? Confident, social butterfly, charismatic, very self-assured. I think this is very telling of Maui's character. So there's this spell that was broken, a cord that was cut, a massive cord that was cut. And what I've talked about in many of my readings, a massive karmic cycle ending or ended. And now this rebirth, this new beginning, which has already begun. And so I pull a tarot card a day, was the Four of Wands, which is very significant for just being in the success and the blessings of what you've done on the spiritual plane. There is so much that you have done in the spiritual and astral planes that hasn't been seen by those around you, but has been seen by the army of the guides and guardians and ascended masters surrounding you, clapping, honoring you for what you have done, for the ancestors back and forward, for the collective here on Gaia, for the Great Awakening. There's so much that you have moved through in this lifetime. All of the tribulations, all of the suffering and sorrow, it was not being done to you. It was meant to be those lessons and those hurdles, not just for your own soul and own growth, but for this ancestral line, and for clearing that, not just in your own family lines and lineages, for a greater level of humanity's awakening and clearing from the subconscious, clearing from these old, outdated programs and paradigms. Now, Mao wants to be the star of the show. So this can go into the topic of the timeline split. What is the timeline split? A lot of people talk about the new earth. A lot of people talk about how there's these timelines there's timelines always coexisting, right? We know that there's multiple dimensions in quantum physics. There's not just two, but there can be a split in different timelines in terms of what are you choosing. And so we are in an astrological period on Earth right now where we were able as a collective, as a humanity, to choose which direction our souls wanted to go in. And there was multiple choices that we can make, right? And this is part of our evolutionary growth. Each soul has their own divine will here. We know that, right? I'm sure you know about the divine will and the cosmic law of like whatever the soul wishes to choose, they can. But as light workers and starseeds, we've incarnated because the patterns that the old paradigm and the dark ones were playing out was no longer serving for the highest good of Gaia. No matter if they want to continue that or not, they can do it on their timeline. So you can choose that timeline, or you can choose this ascended version timeline where we are together co-creating what we call the new earth, or this ascension period where we're creating an entirely new reality of what we want to see for heaven on earth, and living that and coexisting in harmonious technological advancements that allow us to integrate and be harmonized with the earth, to be harmonized and more in alignment and co-creation and in higher vibration of frequency, to be connected with the earth and the earth spirits and the creatures and the animals, and restructure water, the recrystallization of our consciousness and of our bodies, evolving to be in harmony, in peace, co-creation, eventually for free energy, having all of our needs met and more for thriving. And so, which one do we choose? I know which one I did. I'm choosing it every moment, you know? And don't get too hard on yourself of like, well, which one am I playing into? We're gonna have things come up. We aren't perfect, but our imperfections are perfect, because it's your soul knows. You know where you're at. And I know all of you that are tuning in with this, you're here because you are in that timeline. You've lifted yourself out of the darkest depths. You have been through so effing much. You have been through the darkest layers. You have been through so much suffering and traumatic experiences, you know, like, trigger warning, I know it has been challenging from birth until now. My God, you have been through the fire. You have been through the transmutation, the alchemy, and it was not for no reason. I know how challenging it's been for you, because I can relate. Let me tell you, can I relate? Just the amount of shit, like, what I tend to call this is being a shadow worker. I mean, I relate more as a shadow worker with what my past version self was experiencing in this lifetime, because of how much effing darkness I had to go through to transmute and awaken in. My life has been extremely, extremely challenging. And I know now. And there's always been parts of me and my guides reminding me that it was all for this greater movement here on earth, to no longer to allow the divine will of those that are asleep moving forward a planet that is absolutely miraculous and beautiful and diverse. It's the living library of our galaxy. We could no longer witness the destruction and the chaos that they kept playing out over and over again. And so what do? When there's divine will, you can't interfere. Well, we found a glitch in the matrix, didn't we? Why not just incarnate? Why not find ourselves in the karmic wheel? And yes, it's been challenging to get up and out of that because of the darkness and the chaos and the sleep codes that they anchored here, but we rose up and out of it. We broke that matrix and we're here. And we rose out of it, and we got through those layers. And they can't F with us now. And so part of this is that spell being broken, not just for you, but for the entire awakening of humanity, choosing this new timeline, and in this new timeline, which I bet a lot of you tuning in are already there. And so if those of you that are like, okay, well, you're saying all these things, but I don't know if I'm that clear on reading the energies of the intuitions. Well, if you want support and knowing all of the layers psychically, intuitively within yourself, to be able to read yourself and know what your needs are, know how to make the important decisions in your life, to use your psychic gifts for not only others but yourself and your path, because I know a lot of you are trying to move forward, but you have so many decisions because you have so many beautiful gifts, you have so many hobbies, you have so much that you can do, that you get stuck in the wheel of like, well, what do I put out? Or the imposter syndrome was another thing that was coming in of like, is what I have to share important? You know, no one wants to hear what I have to say, or this or that. That is no longer what, yeah, shoo away the vampires, the mosquito. That is no longer the story that you need to play out. And once it comes up, what we can teach you, not only with like recognizing those thoughts and those patterns to clear them, but also to be in high benevolent magic of if some energies come in your way, how to utilize your psychic intuitive gifts. And I do this in a really fun way, teaching you how to harness your energy through certain psychic tools, like divination tools, through tarot, through more like Harry Potter-esque ways. And so if you would like to learn more about that or just play with us in this magic, you can join our Skool, Skool membership with me and my beloved Asher Freeman, where he will be teaching a lot about the esoteric teachings, the emerald tablets, the ancient esoteric teachings from Chem and Lantis and Prior, which the collective is now ready for. It wasn't always ready, but we're ready to unveil this, this high magic in the teachings that we are bringing into the Living Mystery School. Because the mystery schools of the past, they were in temples, they were in these rites of initiation, and I'm sure you already know, but for those of you that haven't heard this lifetime we knew we were incarnating into the Living Mystery School, that we were going to have to go through life lessons, life obstacles, life suffering. Yeah, my cord just moved. My cord just moved without touching it, to move things forward. So right now the energy is ripe with having 7 planets in Aries. I think I said 6 planets in my video, and then I learned that there could have been 7 planets in Aries. That energy is moving this forward, this new beginning. It's here. So act like it, live like it, be like it, because the success of what you have done in your Living Mystery School, all of the darkness that you have been through, all of the challenges that you have been through, don't even blink an eye towards it. Don't even, you no longer need to worry about that anymore. You've been through it to get here where you are right now. The time is now. The guides are saying the time is now. And here we have the Fool card. Of course, in the most opportune moment, we have the Fool card. The new beginning. And so your new beginning is here. And all that you have vortexed and imagined and dreamed up, no matter what negative things were going on in your life, what you put into your honey pot, into your treasure pot, with your intention and your intention of like lifting up and becoming stronger than ever through the darkness, and shifting your mentality, rising stronger than ever through all of those teachings and lessons that you've been through. My cord just fell off the table. No one was touching it. The cord is broken. It is broken. And the fact that you got through all of those hardships, people disrespecting you, not seeing you, all of the things you would never wish on your worst enemy, you rose up continuously stronger and stronger. Never did you go to the dark side. No matter what people did to you, what you were going through, you always came back stronger than ever, and still soft and sweet and even more empowered in your gifts. Do you know how many guides and your spirit guides and your angels are celebrating you right now for all that you have accomplished, for all that you have done? I hope that this can just remind you, like just seep into your heart and your mind, that you don't have to worry anymore. You can start to trust the people that come into your life. You can open your heart to receive these blessings of this new beginning, because it's not just a new chapter, love. This is a new effing book. A book so big and grandiose and luxurious, filled with all of the positive karmic blessings that we're accruing over lifetimes in this lifetime, to be living in a world that you won't even be able to imagine yet. You imagined it, but your guides and Creator have even more in store for you, because there are some things your guides can get past you. There are some secrets they're not going to reveal to you, because what would be the fun in that? And so there's plenty of yummy, luxurious, pleasurable manifestations that you vortex that are going to blow your heart open. You're going to look back and be like, not even remember the past. It's going to be so deeply contrasting. And so with the Six of Cups, the innocence and your soul family reunion, if it already didn't happen for you, is coming. Your soul family, those that you lived in other lifetimes. If you're part of the Galactic Federation, you're coming together with those of you that are not only just parts of your soul, if you're not with your counterpart yet. So there is a massive divine counterpart magnetism coming together for a lot of you. If you don't already have your divine counterpart in your life, just wait. Look in your dreams, start journaling, and start getting excited because they are coming. You both are going to receive messages because a lot of you here are time travelers that are with your beloved in the future, that are sending messages back to your past self to lead you together, both of you together. So magical. That's what happened for my partner, my beloved, and I. And it is possible in this new timeline. We can time travel, we can time jump. And there's no worries about going to those lower levels anymore because you can bring these higher levels now with you wherever you are. Even if you're in the lower levels doing some dark force slang, you know, the energies, of course. And so if you're not already with those that you feel like are family to you, or those that you can trust in your life, if it's not your divine counterpart, if you're already with them, you're going to be meeting your soul family, where those of you like best friends, having children, that are the souls of your soul pod. And so, yeah, just know that it's all unfolding for you in the unseen. And there's just the last few strings that your guides are working on to serve it up to you really, really yummy. So, yep, Ace of Cups. So many of you are going to be extremely fulfilled, like insanely fulfilled in your relationships that are coming in. This is overflowing of emotional yum, of the pleasures of life. So until then, infinite love and etheric hugs for you all.